Have you ever watched HGTV and seen one of those reality shows where they fix and flip properties? They make it look so easy, don't they? They make an offer on the property, it gets accepted almost right away. They show up to the houses wearing hard hats, tool belts, they bring a sledgehammer, they might even bring their kids with them to help. They're knocking down walls and smashing cabinets, and it looks so fun. Then they bring in a contractor who has all this experience, that they have a lovely relationship with, that they have built all this trust with. They fast forward through the remodel. 30 minutes later, they are listing this property on the market above market value, and they're selling it within hours. I wish it was that easy, y'all. But the reality is, reality TV can fool you, my friends. Don't let that Hollywood scripted show screw up your expectations when it comes to fixing and flipping properties. Now, real estate investing can be very lucrative and can certainly change your financial future if you make the right investments, if you make smart investments, and then you make smart decisions with the money that you make from those investments. But if you even want to get to the point where you making money, it's some costly mistakes you want to make sure you avoid. And that's what I'm going to talk about in this video. When I started fixing and flipping properties, it was simply try and fail, all right? I picked a property, we got out there, we made some mistakes, we bumped our head, learned a lot of lessons, and I want to try to shorten that learning curve for you so your experience can be a lot better than mine. Top of the top, everybody, it's your boy Show tapping in, and today I'm just going to share with you some of the costly mistakes that I made when I started fixing and flipping properties, but I want you to avoid those costly mistakes and run up that profit and keep on flipping till you get to freedom. The first mistake that beginners make when fixing and flipping properties is overpaying for the properties. Knowing how to run your numbers and identify if you have a great deal is very key to being profitable as a fix and flip investor. There's a quote out there that says, in real estate, you make money when you buy, not when you sell. Deal means you're getting the property at a price that's undervalued. That way you can add value to it and make money. That's the best way, really the only way to do real estate successfully is to get the property at an undervalued price. Being able to find a deal, negotiate a deal, evaluate a deal, or topics for another video. That's not what we're talking about today, but just know that the price you get the property for is the most important thing, all right? Because that's what makes or breaks the deal is the price. A lot of new investors get emotionally attached to a property because they feel like they like it. This is the one, this could be a great deal. And so they overlook the actuals, meaning the property's true condition, the purchase price, and things like that. But you can't overlook that just because you're emotionally attached to the property. Also can be too competitive when bidding for properties, all right? Especially in a market like Dallas. If your market is hot like ours is, then these sellers are probably getting more than one offer for their property, all right? You have to be able to stick to your guns and negotiate well. You can't just continue overbidding and get so competitive that you're now paying a price that doesn't even make sense because ultimately you're just destroying your profit potential. The second mistake new investors make when going into fixing and flipping properties, they have a lack of realistic expectations. Most new investors expect a quick flip. They want it to happen in 30 to 60 days, and they want to make substantial profits on that first fix and flip, all right? They're expecting 80,000, 100,000, 60,000 on that first fix and flip property. And although that is possible, unless you avoid some of these mistakes, you're not going to see that type of profit. You'll be lucky to make 10, 20,000 and come out in a green on your first fix and flip property until you get your processes locked down. Because the real reality is it often takes time and experience before you can see significant returns. You might have to get to 10 to 12 flips before they just, come in like that. And even then, that's not guaranteed. I'm on flip number 9 right now, and I still got some stuff to learn. The third mistake I see a lot of new investors make, and that you should definitely avoid, is inaccurate budgeting. Underestimating rehab costs on a property is a huge mistake. It can be devastating, bro. So it's super crucial to have a scope of work from your contractor and for you to have a detailed budget laid out for yourself. That should include not just materials and labor, also permits, inspections, and of course, money to the side for emergency funds. You always want to have room for mistakes or unexpected expenses because they're coming. Can't forget about your holding costs, things like insurance, electricity, water, gas, and of course your loan interest payments that you're going to be paying on the loan that you got to do the fix and flip in the first place. These are all expenses you have to consider when picking up a fix and flip property, all right? It's not just about the purchase price and a renovation budget. There are other costs that go along with that you have to consider, and that's why you want to have a spreadsheet or a detailed budget put together so you can see those numbers in real time. Now, those are the top 3 mistakes that I want you to avoid and that I see other new investors making. Here are just a couple other quick tips that I experienced and that I had setbacks on when I did some fix and flip. So I'm gonna go ahead and share these with y'all as well. Make sure you get a W-9 form filled out for all contractors that you hire to work on your fix and flip property, all right? Don't matter where you hired them at. Make sure they fill out a W-9 form, because when you go to file your taxes, your CPA or whoever does your bookkeeping is going to want that, all right? That is very necessary when filing your business taxes so you can write off these expenses as part of the rehab. And so when you sell that house, it doesn't look like all profit. You have to be able to show your expenses. When going into the rehab, when first looking at the property during your inspection period, and you have a contractor come and walk the property, make sure they provide a detailed scope of work, all right? Based on the things that you want to see done in the house and the things that they feel are necessary to be done in the house. Make sure they provide you a detailed scope of work. One, you're going to need to provide this to your lender anyway, but you want to be able to see, what are some of those costs? What are some of the renovations that they're doing? So you can carry that knowledge into your next project as well. Also, when you're running your numbers on the property to see, do these numbers work? Is this a good purchase price? What can I offer for the house? You want to stay very conservative. Now, a lot of the times what you can offer is going to be based on what you can sell it for compared to what your holding cost and what your rehab cost is going to be, all right? So you find out what you can sell a house for after it's fully remodeled by running the comps on the MLS or the market, which realtors and brokers use, all right? And comps are just comparable sales of other homes that have been remodeled. You see, what have they sold for? You get an average. Okay, my home can probably sell for this amount. But when you are running those numbers, you want to stay conservative. So if the comps say that after you remodel this house, you can sell it for $350,000, you want to run your numbers like you can only sell that house for $335,000 or $340,000, because you don't know how the market can shift, and you always want to stay conservative on your numbers. So that way, if you underestimate but overperform, then it's a super win. But if you underestimate and you underperform, then your expectation is not shot. I believe you should stage all of your rehab properties, all right? Now, staging might be another expense anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000, but it really makes a difference. Now, here's another key tip. You don't always have to physically stage the house. You can also have the house digitally staged, all right? Where it looks like it's furniture in the house on the pictures online, but everything was just done digitally. There's nothing physically there. But if you're going to have an open house and people are going to be walking the house, then you want to have that house physically staged, because now they can get a feel of, okay, I can decorate my house like this, all right? Or I feel the feng shui. And sometimes the feng shui is what brings people in, the way the house flows. So if they can see other furniture there, that brings that living situation to life for them, all right? And that might bring you a buyer even quicker. And staging simply means having furniture set up throughout the house. So again, people can get a feel like they actually live there when they come and view your property to decide if they want to buy it or not. And the staging companies will bring their own furniture. They'll drop the furniture off, stage it, make it look good. And after you sell the house, they'll come back and get the furniture. Simple. When you're doing your inspections during the inspection period, I suggest you have a specialist come out and quote major ticket items. A lot of these people will come out and give you a quote for free. If it costs, just make sure that you are really planning to pick up this property, or have your contractor confirm that that major ticket item looks like it could be a concern or an issue. Major ticket items are the roof, the plumbing system, the foundation, and the HVAC, or the heating and air conditioning unit. Always get some type of security system for your fix and flip property. People know that the house is vacant. They know new items are going into the property, so it makes it an easy target. I suggest putting a security system inside, and if you're putting things outside like a new HVAC, if your electrical box is outside, I suggest also putting a camera on the exterior of the property. I like to use Simply Safe because you can operate it through the app. You don't need Wi-Fi, and it's really easy to set up. And I can reuse the items. I just take them from one property and put them in the next fix and flip property. And I've had a couple bad experiences with security, and I'll share them with y'all. Right? So on one fix and flip that me and my business partner did, someone came in and stole our appliances. They stole the dishwasher and they stole the brand new stove that we had just put in. So before we closed on the property, we had to rebuy those appliances. So my suggestion to new investors would be, do not put in appliances until right before the closing. You can list them in the listing and say, hey, this house will come with a new dishwasher and a new kitchen stove, but they will be put in at closing. Do not put new appliances in your vacant remodel house until closing time. That's a key. So I got a disturbing call today. A realtor who walked our property that we have listed for sale called my mom, who's our realtor, and gave her some feedback. Well, what she said was, the appliances are missing. Yes, someone came and stole my dishwasher and they stole the stove. Real estate game crazy. I cannot make this up, y'all. I cannot make this up. Now, though this is very unfortunate, it's all good because we still have insurance where we can get these things replaced. They didn't damage anything else in the house. We are going to change the lockbox code and the lockbox on the front door. And a lesson that I learned from this is always put cameras inside of your rehab properties. Okay, we're also going to put an alarm in here that does not require Wi-Fi. We will be the only ones with that code. And so yeah, though this is a very unfortunate situation, that's the lesson that we learned from this. We just got to set up the proper security measures when we are selling properties, and that's just what it is, man. Real estate game crazy. Appliances out of there, my friend. And another one of my flip properties, a guy jumped the back fence and cut all of my electrical just so he can take the wiring and the copper out of the electrical system. So he probably got away with about $200 worth of copper and wiring, but it cost us about $7,000 to get it fixed. Now, if I would have had a camera outside, maybe I could have caught him. Maybe the noise would have alerted him and said, hey, this house is being monitored. But nope, he hopped the fence, got away with it, and cost me in the end. My worst experience with security, I had 3 condo units that I was flipping at the same time, all right? They were in the same building. 2 were upstairs, 1 was downstairs. Now, the one on the bottom, back screen door, the latch was broken, and I didn't even notice. My contractor never mentioned anything, but the remodel was completely finished. However, the back patio door did not lock. I came over one day with my wife. We were going to walk the property because we had some people who were going to come look at it. So we were just cleaning it up, making sure everything looked good. And there had been a squatter in the property with a pet who pooped all over the property. I mean, it was gross. There was literally crap everywhere, all over the bathroom. Piss. It smelled like urine. It was just gross, y'all. All right, so my wife came out to our condos today. She was going to insert some Bath and Body Works wall plug-in so it can smell good in here. But when she got here, what we found was something a lot more disturbing. So when she opened the door, she said she heard some noises to indicate someone was here. There was a basket, like a grocery basket, right here in the living room. And then when she said hello, she said she heard a dog bark. So when she realized somebody was in here, obviously she got scared. She shut the door, went and sat in the car, called me, called the police. I grabbed my gun immediately. I get here. They've already left through the back door, but check this shit out. They were able to get in through the patio door because the patio door does not lock, but I actually had someone coming out tomorrow to put on a new patio door, but the squatters beat me to it. Now, mind you, we just had a showing in this property yesterday, so they had to only have been here overnight. On the floor, piss on the floor. They had a heater in here, eating on some chili. I don't know what the fuck that is. They stole the communion cups from church. These people was living foul, bro. But hold on, there's more. They got dog shit all over my brand new floors, bro. Look at this, bro. Gross, bro. Like, come on, man. No pun intended. This that I have to hire a cleaner, come clean it up, get a new back door put on, and of course, we put a security system in until we got it sold. So take it from me, y'all. Protect your properties. Well, that's all I got for y'all today, man. Hopefully you were able to take some from this video. You took some notes, and you will avoid all of these costly mistakes before you start your real estate fix and flipping journey. Or maybe you have already started your real estate fix and flip journey, but these are still some mistakes you haven't bumped into yet. So definitely keep these top of mind. If I added any value at all, go ahead and hit that like button for me. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Share this with a friend so we can all grow together. And until next time, y'all, let's keep on flipping until we get freedom. And even after then, we're going to keep it flipping. Tap in.